Hey guys, welcome to Pokemon Productions, and today is the 23rd of November. Now, for those of you who don't know, today marks the 58th anniversary of Doctor Who. So I thought, what better way to celebrate than to review the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who, The Day of the Doctor. So we begin at Clara's school, which is Coal Hill, and then she gets an invitation from the Doctor, and they reunite on board the TARDIS, but then the TARDIS is airlifted. It's airlifted into unit headquarters at the Tower of London. And the Doctor is then shown a painting which shows the last battle of the Time War, and which was the war between the Time Lords and the Daleks. And he remembers him fighting in that battle as the War Doctor. This was an 11th Doctor story, by the way. So he remembered fighting that war as the War Doctor, and we also get to see what the War Doctor did after he stole the Moment, which is a deadly Time Lord weapon capable of destroying the whole of Gallifrey. And the Moment actually had showed its consciousness in the form of former Doctor Who companion Rose Tyler, but in her Bad Wolf form, which was from the Series 1 finale. And at this point, we reveal that the War Doctor isn't using the name The Doctor. He wasn't calling himself The Doctor. So basically, the Doctor basically remembers all about the Time War. And then we see another painting of Elizabeth I and a figure that resembles the Doctor's previous incarnation, the 10th Doctor. So we go back to the 1560s England, and it turns out the Doctor has actually started to date Queen Elizabeth I. And it's actually pretty cool. And at one point, he actually proposes to her, which she accepts, but the Doctor planned this. He thought that Queen Elizabeth I was a Zygon. And for those of you who don't know, a Zygon is like a creature, like one of the Doctor's many enemies. It's like a big rubbery thing with suckers all over, like all over its head, all over its hands and fingers. Has venom sacs in the tongue. It's kind of disgusting, really. Turns out, Queen Elizabeth wasn't the Zygon. The Zygon was their horse. And all the Doctor could say, and as the Doctor realised this, he awkwardly said to himself, "I'm going to be king." Oh, well done, Doctor. So much for history. Yeah, the Doctor's messed with time quite a lot by getting engaged to Elizabeth. Because in real life, Queen Elizabeth never got married. It was honestly unbelievable. And they managed to escape, but unfortunately, the Zygon took the form of Elizabeth I, and there was no way of telling which was the real one. But then, at the locations of the War Doctor, the 10th Doctor, and the 11th Doctor, a time portal opened, and on the War and 10th Doctor's sides, there was a fez. I should have warned you guys. The 11th Doctor had a bit of a liking for fezzes. The current Doctor threw the fez and himself into the time portal and ended up in Tudor England, where he met the 10th Doctor. And it's kind of cool to see the two interact with each other. Two well-loved incarnations of the Doctor interacting with each other, comparing their sonics, comparing their sonic screwdrivers, comparing their regenerations. It was brilliant. So, eventually, the three Doctors reunited, and they uncovered a Zygon plot. Well, Clara actually helped them to do that, because it turns out a squad of Zygons were masquerading as unit officers, and so Clara actually stole the vortex manipulator they borrowed from Captain Jack Harkness to escape back to the 16th century and help the three Doctors. But then we see what we think is the Zygon version of Elizabeth I, and she told us all about the Zygon's plan to trap the Earth inside stasis cubes, but she'd been assuming the role of their commander because she killed it. it turns out it was the real Elizabeth. And so the 10th Doctor and Elizabeth got married as planned, and it was honestly hilarious. And there was also them comparing the two TARDISes, their TARDISes anyway. We've got the 10th Doctor's TARDIS with like the coral thing or something like that. Then there's the War Doctor's TARDIS with those round things, like in the classic series. And then there was the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, which was like that. Like the backdrop, you can see, that was the 11th Doctor's TARDIS. It's kind of cool how they always just compare each other's TARDIS, like, oh, you've redecorated. I don't like it. Bit of a recurring gag in the show, but you know. Eventually they make it back to unit headquarters, where the Zygons and their real counterparts, they come face to face with each other, and Kate Stewart, the leader of unit at the point, actually considers detonating a nuclear bomb inside them, killing them all. But then the three Doctors use their sonic screwdrivers to set off some sort of energy wave that will disable their memories, so that they'll be unable to remember whether they're humans or Zygons, so the detonation was cancelled. But then we move back to the moment. The War Doctor, the 10th Doctor and the 11th Doctor were all about to press that big red button that would destroy Gallifrey with the Time Lords and the Daleks. But Clara manages to make them change their minds, and they decide to save Gallifrey. So using their TARDISes, the three Doctors decided they were going to freeze Gallifrey in a single moment in time and seal it away in a pocket universe. So it would look like Gallifrey was destroyed, but it was safe out of the way. They would save it. And not only was it those three Doctors, but there was also every single Doctor up until then. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, and, in his first ever appearance, the 12th Doctor. 13 Doctors all joining together to save Gallifrey, which they did do. They managed to do it, but unfortunately, the War Doctor and the 10th Doctor wouldn't have any memories of it. But the War Doctor was pleased to call himself the Doctor again. And then at the end of the episode, we see the War Doctor starting to regenerate into the 9th Doctor. We don't see the full thing, but it's kind of cool. Then the 11th Doctor tells the 10th Doctor that the final destination is Trenzalore. And that, Trenzalore? I think we need a new destination, because I don't want to go. He always says that. It was kind of funny, that. It was kind of cool. Nice little throwback to David Tennant's last episode. So the Doctor was left admiring his painting when the art gallery's curator came in, played by veteran Doctor Who actor Tom Baker. Now, throughout the episode, we were left wondering what the actual title of the painting was. Either No More or Gallifrey Falls. But, thanks to the efforts, and because Gallifrey was safe, it became all one title. Gallifrey Falls No More. So it was safe. It actually worked. Gallifrey was still there in the Pocket Universe. And then the final shot we see is all the Doctors standing together, looking up at the stars. So all in all, The Day of the Doctor is a pretty damn good anniversary episode. It was brilliant seeing multiple Doctors join together. Of course, we've had multiple Doctors come together already, with the first one being the 3 Doctors in 1973, then the 5 Doctors, then the 2 Doctors, then Time Crash, which was a Children in Need special, and we've also had then we had The Day of the Doctor, and then we had the Fugitive of the Judoon episode, which gave us a fugitive version of the Doctor, played by Joe Martin, and a twist I did not see coming when I first saw the episode. So all in all, pretty damn good episode. And if you want to celebrate Doctor Who's anniversary, then that is the episode that I recommend you visit. Even though we're approaching its 60th anniversary, which will be this 2023, Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and happy Doctor Who Day. Happy 58th anniversary to Doctor Who. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, bye-bye.